Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy MTC here, back here with another video, and welcome to part 2 of my top dreams for football. I hope you like it, and hope as many people out there as possible enjoy these videos. And I'd love to read comments from football fans for different clubs, like let's say for instance what you love about football, what you love about your own club, maybe some facts about your own club, or cheeky sort of lyrics that you have against opposition fans, or whatever you want to comment, basically. And yeah, I can't think much to say for the intro, which is probably for the best. I know I do waffle a lot, but I'm going to try and crack on with ideas or plans number 11 to 20. And as ever, please do let me know what you think. And I'll try not to be too boring. I'll try and make it fun if I can, of course. So here goes. So number 11, I would love to see how I can get more people into football, even those who dislike or even hate football. I see how we can encourage people to see the positive side of football, like see how football is part of a community, for instance, and see how football can bring people together, the tactics of football, strategies and things like that, and how football is not just kicking a ball around the field, but it requires a lot of thought and that kind of thing. It's a good way to keep fit and things like that. And I'd love, on that note, as ever, to read and hear any suggestions on how to get more people into football. Basically, talk about how I'd love to work with FIFA, and that's one of the things I'd love to work with FIFA and UEFA and other football bodies all around the world to get more people into football, which to me is the best sport, and it's something to do like this. I think without football, life would be a lot more boring, in my opinion. But again, I'd love to hear what you think about that. Even people who probably don't like football, I know these videos probably won't be for those type of people, but it'd be interesting to hear from and or read from people who talk about why they might dislike or even hate football, if they're kind enough to support my channel, but even if they might not like the football stuff that I talk about. But I'd love to read from and hear from all sorts of different opinions, different people from supporters of different clubs like Man United, Man City, Liverpool, Everton, or whoever else, what you dislike about or even hate about other clubs, and that kind of thing, what you love about your own club, most importantly. Me personally, I don't want to hate anyone or anything. But anyway, moving on, I think I covered that point in enough detail. Number 12, once again, like how football can be used as to build a bridge, to tackle things like bullying, to bring people together. I mean, football can be used for bad, like for violence and bullying and division, but I think it can also, just like most other things, probably can be used for either way. They can be used for bad or good. So I'd love to see football being used for good, and again, to build bridges, to tackle bullying, and have more social, ethical sort of benefits and things like that. Again, building bridges and that kind of thing. For instance, I talked before about how I would love for companies, instead of investing in wars, to invest in Italian football and Celtic. Obviously, I'm a bit biased in that regard, but if they did so, hopefully that could improve their reputation and things like that. Number 13, as I often say, it's a guilty pleasure of mine that I support Italian football, even though I'm an anti-imperialist. I know it's not always the most ethical, but I supported them when I was young, so I've sort of stuck by them, and I support them just because I think I look Italian. But it has given me something to work on to try and help Italian football to become the best, which I hope it will become. And I forgot to say also in point number 11, I think I was going to say, I love for as many people from all sorts of different backgrounds to get into football, especially Italians and those of Italian descent, and also Celts. From a biased point of view, I'd love for Italians and Celts to encourage their children to play football. And number 14, I'd love to see how football can be used to solve problems. I'd say bringing people together, building bridges, investing in football instead of wars, for PR, getting something for children to do, keeping people fit, and all sorts of different things, like how they could solve, how football could be used to solve problems and that kind of thing. So that, I think that'd be pretty cool. Like basically football for problem solving, fundraising, and that kind of thing. Number 15, I'd love to read from and hear from other fans. Maybe you can make your own versions of these videos and share the link in the comment section. But as I say, I'd love to read from and hear from fans from all around the world about what you think about football, your ideas, your goals, your dreams for your own club, and all sorts of things like that. So I think that would be interesting to read. Number 16, lost my train of thought. There was something I was going to say and I've completely forgotten. As I say, I'd love to work with FIFA and discuss ideas and things like that and look at ways to benefit Italian football. And I hope that I'll, as well as Celtic, and I hope that I will be one of the main people to benefit Italian football and Celtic, working with others as a team. I'd love to travel to Italy and Celtic. I know I've discussed that before, but that's one of my footballing dreams, as I say, to go to obviously what these videos are about. So to go to Italy and to discuss my ideas and strategies and things like that, learn about different strategies and philosophies, and try to use them to benefit Italian football and Celtic respectively. And have like committees and think tanks and practice on different strategies and things like that. Number 17, I hope that again, more people from different backgrounds, like neurodivergent people with dyslexia, ADHD, and whatnot, can show what we can do for, especially for Italian football and Celtic, in football generally, but especially in particular Italian football and Celtic. Basically, what we can do with our imagination. I'd also love to have like Eurasian football teams, Anglo-Indian football teams, and things like that, mixed race football teams and whatnot. I'd say I'd love to see Italy winning like maybe 3 World Cups in a row and things like that, and Italian teams and Celtic winning as many trophies as possible. Number 18, again, I hope to see what football can be used, how football can be used for good, and be part of football for good, which Celtic is already a part of, and I'd love for Italian teams to be part of as well. And again, Italian teams and Celtic to work together to look at how football can be used to fundraise and to, as I said before, like solve problems and make the world a better place and that kind of thing. As I say, I'll drink to that. And yeah, football for good, basically what football could be done, what could be done through football to fundraise for good causes, bring people together, and just make football as ethical as possible. And I'd love for people to share ideas and look at how football can, as I say, build bridges, bring people together, and that kind of thing. And number 19 is part of that, like supporting, I know I often say this one, but supporting Indigenous Africans and Australasians in software development, and also things like game making and all sorts of areas, especially of tech. And number 20, also STEM generally, science, tech, engineering and maths education for people in developing nations. I love for Italian football and Celtic and football generally to fundraise for those sorts of good causes and many other good causes as well, that helps to tackle poverty, supports business people in developing nations, for instance, job creation and things like that. So yeah, I think that did quite well keeping this to a reasonable time, I think. But as ever, I would love to know what you think about my waffling, and again, what ideas you have, what thoughts you have, and whatnot. And I'm going to wrap this up, and I'm out. Peace out.